Have you ever noticed that the people who are defending the company the hardest are, in fact, the people that are being told that they have reached their financial ceiling? Welcome back to Are You Just a Number? I'm Donald Robert, and we're talking about something that has meaningful impact today, global impact. And it's actually happening every day. And I'm talking about the employee who wears the company logo proudly, the employee who defends leadership daily, the employee who takes on extra duties, or the employee that says, you know what, this company has changed my life. Yet, when the discussion of compensation comes around, they hear things like, well, you've actually reached the top of your pay grade, or there's no room in the budget, or you're actually compensated very well. And suddenly, the loyalty that was celebrated yesterday has now turned into a financial dead end today. Well, let's get into it. I have a couple key points that I want to point out for you. The first one is loyalty. It's not the same thing as leverage, right? Many employees believe that loyalty creates leverage and opportunity. Sometimes it does create opportunity, but loyalty alone cannot create leverage. Okay. Companies don't typically pay employees based on how well the employee loves the company. They pay based off of market value, revenue influence, strategic impact, right? KPIs. Now, you can be the most loyal employee in the building, but you're still going to be viewed as a fixed cost. That is just the hard truth of business today. Point number two, the ceiling is a business decision, guys. It is not a personal decision. When leaders say you've hit your ceiling, what they're actually saying is we've decided not to invest more money into this position, right? Notice the difference. They're not saying you're not valuable or you're not talented or you're not capable. They're saying this position has limits. But the problem with it is when an employee hears that, maybe for the first time, they think, ooh, I've actually reached my ceiling. Now, you may have reached their ceiling. That's a completely different story. Okay. Point number three, the more comfortable that you become, well, the easier it is that you are going to be able to keep. And this is where it gets uncomfortable because the employee who bleeds the company colors likely is going to become predictable, right? Leadership knows they're loyal. They're not going to leave. They're not going to negotiate. They won't explore opportunities. And unfortunately, predictable employees, they will probably lose some of their negotiating power, but not because they're bad employees, but because they're perceived as low risk. All right. The company doesn't fear losing them. And honestly, what organizations don't fear, they are not going to rush towards to reward. All right. Point number four, some employees fall in love with the company instead of their career. And this one probably is going to step on some toes, and that's okay. You should care about your company. You should support your team. You should contribute positively every single day. But your career, it belongs to you, not your employer, right? Too many employees, they become caretakers of the company mission while they're neglecting their own future, right? They know the company goals and the vision. They know the company's growth strategy, but they haven't reviewed their own growth strategies in years. That's dangerous. So, how do you deal with it? Well, if you've been told that you're at your financial ceiling, ask for specifics. Ask, well, what would need to change for my compensation to increase? Make them define the path for you, not the promise, the path. Number two, evaluate the position, not the emotion. Okay. Don't simply stay because you love the people or you've been there for a long time or that you're comfortable. Evaluate the compensation, the growth, opportunity, leadership, future value, right? Make decisions based on facts, not nostalgia. Okay. Three, continue to develop yourself. Never stop increasing your own market value, right? Learn new skills, certifications, leadership abilities, technology, right? Industry needs. Because even if your current employer has a ceiling, your growth doesn't have to, right? And know what the market says. One of the biggest mistakes that employees make is never checking their worth, right? You don't have to leave, but you should know, right? Interview occasionally, network, stay informed, understand your value in today's market, not 5 years ago, today, right? Now, how do you deal with it emotionally? And this part matters, right? Don't become bitter. Don't become angry. Don't attack leadership. And don't spend every day complaining. Instead, accept the information for what it is. A ceiling isn't an insult, it's information. All right. Information helps you make decisions. That's it. And the moment you stop taking it personally, you start taking control. All right. The company colors, they look great on a shirt, but they don't pay your mortgage. They don't fund your retirement. They don't create your future. You do, right? Support your company, be loyal, work hard. I get it, but never become so loyal to the organization that you stop becoming loyal or being loyal to yourself, right? One day you're going to discover that while you were building their future, nobody was building yours. All right. Ooh, I mean, have you ever been told that you are at your compensation ceiling? Please drop it in the comments. Like, was it really your ceiling or was it theirs? And if this episode hit home, be sure to subscribe, for more workplace truths, career strategies, leadership lessons, and egg strategies. Until next time, remember, you are not just a number, right? Know your value and protect your worth.